Welcome to the Danny Clinkscale Reasonably Irreverent podcast. Insightful and witty commentary, probing interviews, and detours from the beaten path.
Welcome to Arts and Lifestyles Wednesday, presented by the Exit Room of Lee Summit. We have a remarkable story today told by a very, very accomplished young lady who is doing things at the age of 21 that many people don't do in an entire lifetime. Our guest today will be LaurenSage Browning. She is a Blue Valley native, and she now goes to the California Institute of the Arts. And her work, a very important one about teen suicide, is called I Could Take a Nap, but Killing Myself Would Be More Productive. It is a Cloud9 production, and Cloud9 Productions is the production company of LaurenSage Browning, who is just a rising senior at California Institute of the Arts. And her and some of our classmates are taking this important work about teen suicide around the country. And it also will make a stop in Kansas City starting on July 15th. 8 performances of it, 5 of them at the KC Fringe Festival and other locales as well. It is the story of Sophia, who took her own life, a fictionalized story of Sophia, and it deals with the stresses on seemingly well-adjusted teenagers. And we'll talk with LaurenSage Browning, a fascinating person with an important and compelling tale to tell on Arts and Lifestyles Wednesday, presented by the Exit Room of Lee Summit. Looking for a truly unique escape from your normal entertainment or corporate team-building regimen? Stay tuned for an exclusive offer only for Reasonably Irreverent listeners. I'm excited to tell you about an extraordinary destination, the Exit Room, located in the heart of beautiful downtown Lee Summit. The Exit Room is a distinctive entertainment option that offers a cool alternative to the normal couples night out, family get-togethers, and corporate team-building events. The Exit Room is a one-of-a-kind boutique escape room catering to special occasions and corporate team-building events and is unmatched in the Kansas City metro. With 5 individually designed and varied escape room adventures, your party or employees can unplug from their electronic world, interact with one another, match wits, and ultimately escape the humdrum of the ordinary. The Exit Room adventures cross decades and centuries and create fascinating fun. I know the owners well. They are local folks, their staff is warm and friendly, their lobby is inviting and beautiful, and their adventures are award-winning. Check online. There are over 1,000 reviews, and note that they are a rare 5-star ranked business. Visit their website and Facebook page, and any of my listeners who books online at theexitroomkc.com using the promo code Clinkscale19 gets 10% off any ticket purchase. The Exit Room in Lee Summit. Unplug, interact, and escape. Get a refreshing change of your expectations of a sports bar and restaurant at the 23rd Street Brewery in Lawrence. Matt Llewellyn's welcoming spot at Clinton Parkway and Castle covers all the bases, like their own handcrafted beers and all the televisions you need for great sports viewing, but it's the large, varied, and delicious menu that stands apart. From a favorite of mine like the awesome ahi tuna appetizer to great sandwiches, outstanding pizza, and truly fantastic entrees, the 23rd Street Brewery has it all. Matt and his friendly staff make it that much more enjoyable. Food until 10, fun until late. The 23rd Street Brewery is a can't-miss stop when you are in Lawrence.
Before you spend your time and money going after an MBA, ask yourself why. Is it so you can tell people you got your MBA? So you can add a line to your CV? So you can call it a CV instead of a resume? Truth is, any MBA will do that. On the other hand, if your goal is to learn how to successfully manage and grow a business with real-world insights from experienced professionals, well, consider getting your MBA from Park University. Our low student-to-teacher ratio gives you personalized attention, and our face-to-face and online classes offered in 8-week terms are designed with working professionals like you in mind. No wonder the Kansas City Business Journal ranks Park University as the top MBA program in the area. Classes begin June 10th at all 4 KC area locations: Parkville, Downtown, Independence, and Lenexa. Visit park.edu to get started.
Happy to be joined by LaurenSage Browning on our Kansas City Arts and Lifestyles Wednesday, brought to you by the Exit Room of Lee Summit. And LaurenSage, what a lovely name. And you had to sort of adjust something with your name because you wanted to be LaurenSage, not just Lauren, right?
I did, yeah. So my name is technically LaurenSage. That's my first name, but it always got shortened in high school, so I took out the space when I went to college.
Good plan. And you were at the California Institute of the Arts. Take us a little bit through your high school experience, which is going to really reflect on what you're doing here, and how it took you towards social awareness and the arts.
So the summer before I started high school, and I went to Blue Valley High and then Blue Valley Southwest. So when I finished my 8th grade year, I went to New York, and I spent the whole summer there studying acting and training. And so at that point, entering high school, I knew the arts were for me, and I knew this is what I wanted to do with my life. But at that point, it was very much more in an entertainment base, and I wanted to be in musicals, and I wanted to do the sequins and the jazz hands. And so we did that for a few years, and then I transferred to Blue Valley Southwest to work with Dan Schmidt, who's a great high school director. And then I started getting deeper into the acting, and then it was my senior year that I had the opportunity to direct an original play. So I wrote my first piece. And the other side of my life is I run a nonprofit face painting organization. So I had this philanthropy side tugging on me, and then the art side. So then that came together and led me to social change theater. So I wrote a piece about gender norms and labeling in high school, and then that whole rolled into a production, which then, while I was trying to choose my colleges, and I applied to 22 schools, was flying around the country the whole year, and then I landed on Cal Arts because they have a track and classes designed for theater for social change, which was an industry I hadn't even heard of before. And so I study acting. I'm getting my BFA in acting and then a minor in creative writing, and then taking social change classes.
Tell me about the face painting enterprise.
So Faces of Hope is a 501c3 nonprofit that I ran for 9 years locally, and then handed it over to a family who currently runs it in Kansas City, and did some branch out work in LA when I left. But it's mainly a childhood cancer face painting organization. So we would go into oncology units or to childhood cancer walks or events. We painted about every weekend. We'd paint over thousands of faces every year. And it was also engaged young people in volunteer opportunities, because that's why it all started, is because it's really hard to have hands-on volunteer experience when you're younger than 13. So
Right.
face painting was a way to engage young kids in the philanthropy.
How did you get involved in, this is a lot of ambitious projects for a very young person.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind all that?
I think I have a really easy life. I've always had such an easy life, so I feel like I have a lot to give because all my basic needs are met, and I have a happy, healthy family, and there's nothing in my own life that I feel the need to. I don't need a lot of help, so I feel like I have a lot of help to give, and I was lucky to grow up in a family where giving back and being involved in the community was a priority, and it's what being a human is to me.
Right.
Yeah.
You now come to this point, and you go to school for a few years, and now it's time to maybe get. You obviously have already directed, and you've already acted, and you're doing all this social change type of thing. And there's probably no bigger social issue for young people than suicide. What was the inspiration and the idea behind I could take a nap, but killing myself would be more productive?
So it was actually a slower process into deciding that this was going to be a play. At first, I didn't really know what direction it was going in. So my second year of college, a friend I had gone to high school with, Hunter Entwistle, took his life. And we had been working on a play together remotely. So on Google Docs, I was starting at the beginning and he was starting at the end, and we were writing to meet in the middle. So then I had this piece of writing that was just a very unfinished story, and then combined with the suicide epidemic and with the friends and classmates I was losing, and then the pressures and the stresses of being an adolescent right now in the 21st century, and what that feels like inside a college experience, inside a high school experience, any of these systems that we're growing up in. So there was all these kind of pressure cookers coming at it, and I tend to handle things in art. That's just my processing style. And one night I had a big meeting the next day, and I was just thinking about things, and then that sentence came in my head, and I knew in an hour or two that it was a sentence to do something with and to create art with. So it started not necessarily as a title, but as a statement of, we have to unpack this, we have to figure it out. Marinated on it for like 3 months, wrote the play in a night, and then the ball has been rolling since.
Were you in a position where you were, like many people are in many cases, unaware of the suicidal thoughts of your friend, or not?
I think the strange thing about growing up as a part of this generation is that it's so normal. It's really, really normalized to lose classmates to this, and it's also really normalized to hear your peers saying things like they want to kill themselves, or they want to take their lives, or they're feeling depressed or struggling with mental illness. It's something that I feel like 9 out of 10 of my friends have expressed those emotions. And so it's always shocking when it actually happens, and it's always heartbreaking. But one of the reasons why I felt the need to address it and to do something about it is because it's so universal amongst our generation and other generations as well. But right now it's potently tangible amongst us. So it's a live wire.
Are you at all surprised by that? And you have to learn to grow to put your arms around it, because you said, you grew up in Blue Valley School District, and you refer to your life as easy. Right. And maybe some of these people who feel these pressures, really their life would be perceived from the outside as easy. Yeah. And so does that make it all the more jarring when these type of things happen?
Absolutely. And that's something that we actually work to address through the play, is this idea of what a happy, healthy kid looks like, and that what everyone's seen from the outside is not the same as what's going on the inside in any situation. So I am fortunate that I feel most days in a place where my life that looks easy is also feels pretty good on the inside, but not every day. I have my rough moments too that people don't see, but just in the same way. So our main character who takes her life in the show is a kid who very much would appear as a Blue Valley high achiever. I mean, she's the debate team captain and the school president, and she has a great boyfriend, and she's pretty, and there's all that. She checks all the you're doing well boxes, but it's those deeper signs that people are failing to look, and the cries for help that sometimes get brushed over because we're so quick to excuse the marks that are being met as like someone being okay.
Well, it's not surprising to me in the 15 minutes or so I've been talking to you that you turned this into Cloud9 Productions, which is your production company, and I'm going to let you say the email, the address for it. But so I'm not surprised by it. I'm starting to talk to you, but how do you decide to start up a production company and make this part of what you do as the vehicle for what you do?
So something that was really important to me this whole time is that this is a specifically young adult epidemic that we're experiencing, and there's a lot of amazing work being done to address this epidemic and to help fight it. But one voice I noticed that was really missing was the actual inside voice, was this young adult teen narrative being included in the dialogue. So I wanted this whole process to be very young adult, and I wanted everyone involved in the process, from production to design to everything, to be under the age of 23. And to do that meant that I had to figure it out, because I didn't want to partner with a production company that would then turn this into entertainment or try to brand it to make money. That's so not what this process is about. It's about this voice and these epiphanies and audience connection, and really, really distinctly young voice being included. And this all happened so fast. So winter time, I realized I was going to need an LLC so that we could get the venue contracts, and so that we could be working in New York and doing the national tour, because you can do fringe festivals on a smaller scale, but to really do the full thing, you have to have an LLC. So I'd been already producing stuff just unofficially. I've been doing lots of private work, but that's when it became branded as Cloud9, and all the business side rolled in.
Say the website name, because it's a little complicated. People certainly can access other ways of getting to your material and things like that when we get to the point of the fact that it's going to be here in Kansas City the 13th through the 28th. As we speak, you're about to head to New York. Yeah. This is taped on Monday. It'll be heard on Wednesday, and you'll be starting off Broadway there, which must be very, very exciting. But what's the website? All
right, get your pens ready. It's Cloud9, so CLOUD 9 productions.wixsite.com/cloud9.
Is it the number 9?
Number 9. And it can also it's linked on all of our social media. So if you find Nap the Play on Facebook or Instagram, the top link is always to our website.
So that's the short way you refer to it, Nap the Play.
Yes.
And so that would probably be the easiest way for people to go about it. Talk about the structure of the play, how you decided to do it. There's a lot of audiovisual stuff. Mm-hmm. There's home movies that are included. 2 actresses play Sophia, one in the audience, one on stage. These are somewhat unconventional ideas? How did you come upon those?
So I one of the benefits of going to Cal Arts is it's a very experimental school. So we've learned all forms of art making and theater making and